Eustass Kid has been one of the most disappointing characters as far as how much he's actually showcased versus how he's portrayed. Well, do you know who's actually gotten even less shine than him? His own crew. Killer's been flexing on us a little bit in the recent chapters, so I'll give him that. But as far as the rest of his crew goes, we only know 2 of them and they've done nothing. So in this video, we're continuing the series of creating a perfect crew for different pirates. Last time we did Law with the new Heart Pirates, and this time we're doing Kid with the new Kid Pirates. But before we get into doing that, if you are not yet subscribed to the channel and you like my videos and you've been watching a lot of my videos, please subscribe to the channel. We're putting out a lot of content on this channel, so make sure you have subscribed with the notifications turned on so you don't miss an upload. Also, if you're having a good time, drop a like for the YouTube algorithm. Alright, but once again, let's set some ground rules. It's gonna be pretty similar to the last video, but I'm changing a few things. A lot of people did not like the fact that I used straw hats on the new Heart Pirates. So this time around, we're not gonna touch the straw hats at all. That holy crew known as the Straw Hat Pirates is untouchable. Plus, they're not gonna really fit on Kid's crew anyway, so they're not gonna be appearing in this video. But besides that, everything else pretty much stays the same. Number 1, chemistry matters. The crew members we put on this crew have to make sense to an extent. Obviously, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to make sense in some capacity. And then the final thing is we're only doing people that are alive, so no Goldie, Rogers, and Whitebeards. But yeah, besides that, there's really no limitations for Kid's crew. With Law's crew, we had to kind of limit the size of the crew because they have a submarine and you can't put that many people on there. But as far as I know, Kid has a pretty big ship, so there really isn't that big of a limit. So starting with just Kid's crew, I think we could get everybody that he has already and keep them on the Kid Pirates. Of course, we like to keep the captain happy. The fact that he's recruited all these people onto his crew, obviously he values them. They've been through this whole journey with him as well, so I'm sure they're all pretty capable. Killer, of course, another supernova. He's gonna be a great right-hand man for Kid. So yeah, to keep Kid happy, we're gonna take all the current Kid Pirates and keep them on the crew. But after that, I think the next group of people we look at is actually the Beast Pirates. Now, I actually don't think this is impossible that it happens after Wano. If you think about the Beast Pirates, Kaido is obviously gonna go down after this arc, at least in my personal opinion. Whether he dies or gets defeated, at the very least, Kaido is going down and the Beast Pirates are not gonna have a leader. And from what we've seen so far, the Beast Pirates is really held together by Kaido's strength. Even the top calamities like King and Queen don't get along with each other. Like the Tobiropo have showcased that they do not respect King, they don't really care for his orders. Kaido's crew at the end of the day is a meritocracy based on strength. It's kind of like the survival of the fittest. So once Kaido goes down, the Beast Pirates are probably just gonna collapse and all these strong people have to find a new home. And I don't think it's impossible that some of them end up joining the Kid Pirates. So it's kind of like a John Bart scenario back in Saba Odi where Law gets another strong crew member. So Oda has done this before where he's adding stronger crew members to other crews. And if the Kid Pirates still have their strong motivations after Wano and Kid still wants to become the Pirate King, he's gonna need some stronger crew members. And I do think the Beast Pirates is gonna be a great pool of talent that he can pull from. Now the tough part about this is that they are all very hard-headed, so it's gonna be hard to convince them to join the crew. But the top 2 candidates for me that I think will be really fun on the Kid Pirates are UIti and Page One. The back and forth you would see from Kid and UIti would be really fun to see in the first place, but UIti and Page One have been probably the 2 Tobiropo members that Oda has given the most screen time besides like X Drake. And of course at this point UIti has become a fan favorite as well. I don't think Oda is just gonna sideline her for the rest of the story. And like sure, you can make her her own captain and have her do her own thing, maybe come back in a minor way later, but if you keep her on a supernova crew like Kid's crew, I think that would be a lot more fun. Now obviously these guys are gonna butt heads, but at the end of the day, UIti respects strength. Now power scalers might have a debate about who's gonna be stronger, but at the end of the day, I think Kid with his potential and portrayal, he will be the stronger person later on in the story at the very least. So I do feel like there's enough there for UIti and Page One to join the Kid Pirates. Plus I feel like their style just kind of fits in with the Kid Pirates as well. And that's the interesting thing about the Kid Pirates here is that they're not really good people at the end of the day. They've hurt civilians before and they really don't have good morals, so you're not really pulling from like the good people pools. Like the Whitebeard Pirates and the Straw Hat Pirates, these groups just wouldn't make sense on the Kid Pirates. But Page One and UIti on the other hand, I think would fit in that crew. Besides them though, I really have a hard time seeing anybody else joining the Kid Pirates. The Calamities might be too strong and hard-headed to join Kid's crew. Power scaling a Calamity versus Kid is gonna be really close, and at that point I feel like it's way too close for them to directly go under Kid. But at the same time, that's also why I'm so interested in the Beast Pirates and like what they're all about and what their motivations are and what they're gonna do after Wano. So maybe if one of them have some different goals, there is a way for them to join the Kid Pirates, but for right now I don't see it. The other Toby Roppo as well, I don't really see a path for them to join the Kid Pirates. Who's Who is probably the only one that, as far as vibe goes, I feel like might fit in with Kid's crew, but personally my headcanon with Who's Who is that he's a Three-Eyed Tribe member and he's working for the world government, so I gotta stick with that for now, so he can't be on the Kid Pirates. So from the Beast Pirates, I think the main people we could really take are Page One and Ulti, but besides that, I think the Kid Pirates could take on a lot of like the headliners and the gifters as well. Like I said, there's really no limit to Kid's crew, so he could definitely take on and absorb a lot of the Beast Pirates crew. Already they're kind of turning against each other because of what Queen did last chapter, so I definitely don't think they're gonna have a lot of loyalty to the Beast Pirates. So out of the Beast Pirates, the new Kid Pirates get Page One and Ulti, and also some strong headliners and gifters. Besides that though, there's really only one other person that I think could realistically maybe join Kid's crew, and that is Basil Hawkins. Now Hawkins is actually part of the Beast Pirates as well right now because he went under Kaido after their alliance failed. And he's another person I'm incredibly curious about and what his actual goals are. I do think in this war he will flip sides once the tide starts to turn. At the end of the day, the guy just follows his tarot cards, so once the odds go on the favor of the Straw Hats in the alliance, the guy is switching sides. But what exactly is his role gonna be after Wano? I think at this point he's not really gonna be going after the One Piece and trying to become the Pirate King. As a matter of fact, we don't even know if that's his actual goal in the story right now. So maybe the tarot cards are pointing to the Kid Pirates for some reason, and maybe that's his way for making up for betraying them in a way. Either way, I do think there's enough there that in this scenario where we're trying to create the perfect crew for Kid, he could join the crew. Like Kid could easily guilt trip him a little bit. They were almost in alliance before as well. I think Hawkins is probably the only supernova that makes sense within Kid's crew. Obviously besides Killer, of course. But after Hawkins, their options really dwindled down to a lot of like, I don't really know if they would fit in Kid's crew. Because Kid and his crew are so like chaotic and abrasive that it's so hard to like chemistry wise work something out. It's not like Law, who at the end of the day is a good person and has a bigger mission at hand. Kid on the other hand, we know so little of, and he's not really a good guy either. So chemistry wise is a lot harder to fit in people, so we really have to like kind of like tiptoe around the lines here. So from this point on, it's not really realistic for any of these people to join, but we're gonna try to figure ways out to convince them. And the first person that we're gonna do that with is Edward Weevil. Now Weevil, story-wise, does it make sense he joins Kid's crew? Absolutely not. But Weevil is also a big idiot, and you could easily convince him to do anything you want. The only thing you have to really do here is get rid of Bakken, and once she's out of the picture, I'm sure you could figure out a way to try to convince him to join. Kid could go up to Weevil and be like, hey, listen, your dad was Whitebeard, right? Well, guess what? Whitebeard was a father figure to everybody. If you want to be like Whitebeard, I'll be your son. My name is literally Kid, so like, hey, do you got that connection there? Obviously, Kid's not gonna do that, but I'm sure Killer could figure out a way to get Weevil to join. He's definitely one of the few people that chemistry-wise is very flexible, and like, as long as you can get to him and like, get rid of Bakken, maybe wait till like the Whitebeard Pirates and Luffy deal with Bakken and all that kind of stuff, and then you swoop right in, convince him to join, and you get out of there. But yeah, Weevil on the Kid Pirates would be a fun idea. I guess he kind of fits in as well. Low-key, he's kind of got like that punk look to him as well, so let's throw him on the crew. He's also dumb strong. It's a very big upgrade for the Kid Pirates. Now the next one is also kind of iffy, and that is Perospero. Now Perospero, obviously a very capable and ambitious man. Perospero at the end of the day has like the bigger goal in sight. Like he wants Big Mom to become the Pirate King. And in the scenario that Big Mom goes down, he's already shown that he would not want to go under Katakuri. Because I feel like Perospero definitely has a lot more ambitions and wants to accomplish more, whereas Katakuri just wants a happy family. So with Perospero, would he really fit under Kid's crew realistically? Again, the answer is no. But is there a possible scenario where you can try to convince him to join? Possibly. Let's say there's a scenario where Big Mom gets defeated and Katakuri becomes the captain, and obviously Perospero doesn't want to serve under him, so now Kid could come in and be like, hey, I still have high ambitions, we're still trying to find the One Piece and become the Pirate King, so if you join my crew, you could join me in this adventure and journey. You won't be the captain or the right hand, but you could be like the third in command? And realistically, Perospero would say no, but there's like a little small percentage that Perospero might actually say yes. And for this video where we're trying to pimp out the Kid Pirates, that's good enough for me. So we get Perospero on the new Kid Pirates, a very capable person, a very strong person as well. And then after that, it gets really tough. There's really not any more strong people that I think could realistically join Kid's crew, or even very unrealistically, but with a small chance of joining. So now we're kind of downgrading a lot in terms of power and just finding whoever we can. And one of those people is Caesar Clown, who really has no home right now. He's kind of just drifting across the ocean as far as we know. He's not as strong in terms of strength, but he's a very smart scientist, and he could definitely do some evil things that helps Kid and his crew. And at the end of the day, as long as you're stronger than him, you could kind of bully him into joining the crew. And Caesar, especially as Gangster Gastino, I feel like would really fit Kid's crew. So yeah, I'm gonna throw Caesar on the crew as well. Why not? Anything to help boost the Kid Pirates. And then the last person that kind of has the same vibe as Kid's crew and would fit in is actually Bellamy. Bellamy is kind of tied to the Straw Hats right now after what happened in Dressrosa, but he's not actually part of the Grand Fleet, and I don't think he would willingly serve under the Straw Hats either. And his relationship with Luffy right now is kind of similar to like Kid's relationship with Luffy as well. I'm not saying he's like a rival to Luffy or anything like that, but Bellamy kind of owes Luffy for saving his life and everything Luffy did for him, but at the same time, he won't fully commit to like being his friend and being an ally. But yeah, overall, Bellamy, with how he acts and like the style of his character, I feel like he would definitely fit under Kid's crew a lot more. And even though he's not very strong, I doubt he will be much weaker than Heat and Wire. So let's throw Bellamy on the new Kid Pirates as well, why not? And honestly, besides that, I don't think there's really anybody else that fits under Kid's crew. Definitely not any notable strong people. Like I thought about former warlords like Crocodile, Doflamingo, but all these people are like way too ambitious and independent to be serving under Kid. Honestly, another people I feel like would fit aesthetically would be Bartolomeo, but Bartolomeo's like the biggest Luffy fan, so that would never happen. So yeah, honestly, that's the best I've got for the new Kid Pirates. The guy is just way too unapproachable for anybody else to be like convinced to join his crew. So at the end of the day, all we got is Page One and Ulti and a bunch of gifters and headliners. Also got some strong people with Hawkins, Perospero, Weevil. And then rounding out the crew, we got Gangster Gastino, Bellamy, Heat, Wire, and the rest of the Kid Pirates. And this crew is definitely not as impressive as the last crew I made for Law, but it's still pretty good and a pretty good upgrade for Kid's current crew. But yeah, I definitely want to hear your thoughts on who you think could fit under Kid's crew, so let me know in the comments. As always, thank you guys for watching. If you had a good time, drop a like for the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you're subscribed with the notifications on so you don't miss an upload. Thank you all to my King Pirates Elite members on YouTube and Patreon for supporting the channel. Be sure to follow me on Twitch and Twitter at I'mDZach, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!